Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today, I've got a special little project for you. This is a Gundam Artifact kit, and today, we're building the Sazabi. So, what is Gundam Artifact? Well, they're highly detailed miniature model kits typically sold at supermarkets here in Japan. They cost about 550 yen, which is around $3.50, which, frankly, is a steal given the size and the detail level. As you can see, and I don't really know why, they come in this nice orange-yellow color, and are built more like a Warhammer mini than your standard gunpla kit. Also, unlike regular Gundam kits, the runners are not individually lettered. The parts are simply numbered, and in this case, 1 to 73. The first thing I did after removing the parts was to drill out all of the boosters. Then, I cleaned the dust and smoothed the edges with extra thin cement. There was a pretty bad sink mark here, so I went ahead and filled it with some Tamiya white putty. I filled the seam lines with some flexible black superglue, then drilled out the barrel of the gun. I cleaned everything up with a sanding stick, and then finished with a sanding sponge. Then I got out the airbrush. I gave the internal frame parts a coating of gray Mr. Hobby primer, but for the red parts, I wanted to try something new. Pink primer. I've never used it before, and painting red over gray is a little difficult, so let's see how this goes. Yeah, looks pretty good. I'll take it. 2 thumbs up. After priming, I saw the seam on the back of the leg was still visible, so I sanded it down with some sponge sandpaper and then reapplied the primer. For the backpack, I used Tamiya XF1 flat black, and for the inner frame, I used XF24 dark gray. For the light red parts, I just used straight XF7 red. And for the hoses, I used yellow with just a little bit of red. And now for the dark red parts, I mixed flat red with a very, very small amount of flat blue to get this nice maroon color. The masking here wasn't as precise as I would have liked, but I was able to clean it up with a brush. I painted these vents yellow with the airbrush instead of trying to fight with the brush painting yellow. That never works. I then masked it off, painted it the dark red color, then cleaned it up with the brush. After airbrushing, I broke out the Vallejo paints and started hand brushing. I painted what I'm calling the fuel tanks. and some other details gray. Instead of trying to mask the shield, I used Vallejo NATO black and just added the details by hand. When I finished, I gave everything a gloss clear coat and panel lined the kit, which I unfortunately didn't record. A little free advice: always do your metallics last. A matte coat will dull the shininess of the paint. Next, I painted the insides of the boosters with a brass color and then cleaned up the excess. Then I painted the forehead sensor transparent green, and I think we're good to go. Enjoy the finished model. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. If you could leave a like or a comment or even subscribe, it would mean a lot. Anyway, see you next time.